All right, day one of replacing Photoshop. Maybe day one of replacing all of Adobe. That'd be real nice. Okay, so I'm starting sort of from scratch. I already built this thing in C#. In fact, if I really look at how old it was, I think it was 2019 when I started trying to build a font editor that used scalar vector graphics, because fonts pretty much universally do. And from there, we are here. So I already know how to build these kinds of things. I built them in C#. I built the demonstration I did in the last video was in JavaScript. I was just making sure that I could do all the things I wanted to. It makes sense to do it in JavaScript because it's cross-platform. I can host it on a static web page, like on GitHub or something, and people can use it very easily without any setup required on any platform. So that's why we're doing that. So the first thing we're going to do, and I'm going to do sort of a hybrid approach. I'm going to do tutorials for parts of it, and parts of it I'm going to just do on my own. After people understand how it's done, then the extra parts, the debugging, the configuring, the polishing will be done probably on my own. But I'll do updates on that. Because it's just too big of a project to do tutorials for everything that I do. All right, new folder. We're going to call this one Canvas. And then we need probably a new file for this called index.html. Of course, we could call this whatever we want. We can just call it, let's give it a applicable name. So maybe user interface. All right, so, and then we're just gonna do the typical doc type, HTML/HTML. We're gonna need a head, and then a body. And then we want to add into here a canvas. And the very first thing we're doing with this document is referencing a JavaScript file. Now, we're going to call this probably just canvas setup.js, and then we'll do a function build canvas. Now we need to give it the canvas object, so just like that. Now there's a sort of a bit of code that goes in here. I'm going to actually go ahead and copy it over. And I'll explain it. So we have a W for width. This is the canvas object.width, height, and then we assign it. And this sort of operation says, if this works, use it, otherwise use this, and that depends on the browser. Some browsers have, maybe all of them support it now, I don't know, but this is how you're supposed to do it, so that if this doesn't work, then it tries to do this, and then it tries to do this, so it should work with everything. And then you reassign that width. I have it being very tall. You don't need it to be. You can just make it the size of the page, which is probably just better, so we'll leave it at that. So now we're going to add a script. And we're going to say another script here. And then I believe it's just the src equals, and then it should be canvas/canvas setup, and then we'll close that tag. All right. Now in here we do an ID equals, and then we'll just call drawing canvas like that. And then we're going to do, in here we're going to do var can, actually it'd be a constant. I should probably, yeah, probably get a different name. Object equals document dot get element by ID, and then we're going to want to just copy that over. We don't need that extra space there. And then we're going to do, we're going to check real quick, make sure we know what the, oh yeah, build canvas is what we called it. And then we'll just do build canvas and then canvas object. Now, what we're going to want to do is open Reveal in File Explorer, double click it to open, bring the thing over, and inspect, and you can see how the height, width and height has been set in here, which is good. But a couple of things. First of all, there's these scroll bars, and they show up even here. As you can see, we don't really want that. We do want it to be full screen, but we don't really want scroll bars. So we can tinker in here. So the first couple things, I think what we need inside of the index.html is we'll need to assign margin to 0, and we can do it here, and then copy it over if we want. And then padding 0, and then overflow hidden, and that gets rid of the scroll bars. So we can just copy those over, and you can see how that looks now. It's just a blank white canvas. Okay, so now we could put that just in here, but let's be a bit more professional and add a style.css, and in here do HTML. I think it's either that or body. Oh wait, I accidentally copied over. Okay, padding 0, margin 0, and the last one was overflow hidden. Okay, and I think it's either HTML or body, but not that important. We can just do a CSS. So I believe this is a link rel equals style sheet. Let me try and remember. Yeah, I think it's style sheet. We can go ahead and look that up real quick. I always forget these. I'm not sure exactly what. Yeah, it's a link element. Yeah. Okay, it's href. It's not a src, it's a href. That's what I wanted to know. Okay, style sheet, and then it's just href, which is, well, anyways, style.css. I feel like they should, find a way to sort of standardize that more, but it'd be really hard to change it at this point, so I'm not going to complain. So now we go here, we can just refresh that. Good, everything's set up. We don't see any scroll bars or anything. If we hit F11, it goes to full screen. It's just blank and white. So we are ready to develop, and let's do a really quick test on this where we do getting the context. So we want to get context 2D. Yeah. And I'm trying to remember if we just do that directly or yeah, that's right. Okay. So const we'll just call it graphics, I think. Equals canvas object dot get context, and then this is 2D. Okay, and then we're just going to do a really quick graphics test. So graphics dot, I believe it'd be probably clear. I think it's called clear. And then I think what we want to do is, yeah, we want to actually use a fill rectangle, I think. So fill style equals, and then this will be more professional, but we'll just do, okay, red is, we'll just do like 2, green, if we want it to be really green, we do FF, okay. So yeah, blue, all right. Dot fill rect, and then 0, 0, and then we do canvas object dot width, and then wrong button, canvas object dot height. Okay, so and then I think the last one is graphics dot fill. We got to call fill, and that basically tells it to draw the thing, and let's see, I think this is the one. Okay, there we go, looking good. And it is body, I think, on the styling, so because you can see the white edges, which we couldn't see before. I thought it was so okay, now we're good. And then if we do F11 to go full screen, okay, you can see how this is why I had the extra multiplier on the size. So we'll just do times 1.2 or something. I don't know. Because then I think if we go full screen, there won't be a cutoff. Okay. So there you go. We are done with the first part, which is just getting a canvas that we can draw to. And that's where I'm going to start this, kind of leave it off here. And then the future ones I may do a little bit like showing, okay, this is how we get a shape down. And then I'll probably skip over all the really nitty-gritty stuff. So I'll see y'all next time.